Hello there, I'm Rob Lang. I'm the CEO and founder of Farm.One. And today we've got a really special occasion because we have Priyanka Naik in the studio with us today, surrounded by the farm. Welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we're going to make a little dish today, right? We're going to
Yes.
make a Masala chickpea bruschetta.
It's bruschetta, Rob. Okay.
I'm trying my best. And that is from your new book, which is the Modern Tiffin. So tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, we conveniently have one right here, but my book just came out. It's called The Modern Tiffin, and it's available for sale everywhere. And it's 100% vegan, and it's also sustainable. So there's a lot of sustainably driven recipes throughout, sustainable tips and tricks. And it's a culmination of my heritage. I'm first generation Indian American. And my life, I've traveled to nearly 40 countries. So every chapter in the book actually focuses on like a different region or part of the world that I've been to, which is why we're making a bruschetta today, because that is from my Italian chapter, because I've been to Italy so much. So very excited about it.
That's one of the cool things about the book, right? So you're mixing some of the Indian heritage with, for instance, Italy.
Yep.
You've got some stuff from the Middle East. What are the other regions that you're covering?
There's quite a few. So there's Italy, there's Spain, there's Mexico, there's South Asian, there is Maharashtrian, which is the type of Indian I am. It's from the state of Maharashtra. There's South Indian, there's Australian, which happens to be like one of my favorite places that I've traveled to. So yeah, see, I'm not just saying that, it's true. So
Cool. And so this is your first book.
yes,
right?
this is my first. She's my first baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've heard it's doing really well. I've seen it pop up on a bunch of like top books to buy this Christmas,
Yeah.
right? It's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was just on the Food Network's list of the 10 best vegan cookbooks of 2021. So pretty excited about that, because I kind of started my career on the Food Network many moons ago. So it kind of comes full
I didn't
circle.
even know that.
Yeah, I'm a Food Network champion.
Okay, sorry. I should have known that coming in. So tell us a little bit more about your journey from then to now.
Yeah, so I'm self-taught, and I think there's a lot of us like self-taught chefs now, because you know, there's no reason necessarily to go to the traditional culinary school, because they're mainly European based, right? They're Italian and French in nature, and I'm Indian, so my style of cooking really hones in on my culture, and that's why I love to cook. So I decided to teach myself how to cook. I learned from my parents primarily, and I started a blog 10 or 11 years ago now. Like, this is way before Instagram was a thing. Like, I literally used Twitter as my platform to grow my presence in the media space. And then in 2017, I finally got onto Food Network. I competed on a show called Cooks versus Cons, and then I won, and so I became a Food Network champion. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
What a
Thank
privilege to have you here today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm graced you with my presence. I mean, it's quite a big deal.
And so it's all vegan, right?
Yes.
What's your path towards veganism in your life?
Yeah, so I think it's a little bit more interesting for me, because a lot of it is rooted in my culture again. Like, I keep going back to that, but I'm Maharashtrian, so we're from Mumbai and a little bit south, and the way we cook at home, our cooking style, is pretty much all vegetables. Like, it's vegetarian, if not vegan by default. So I grew up pretty much like that, like having vegetables at the forefront of our plate and our dinner table. And we actually ended up eating chicken and seafood later on in our lives, me and my sisters, because there were actually very few options here. And we're born and raised in New York City, so the most diverse city in the world, you know, has all different types of food, but it was still really hard to find vegetarian food in the 90s. So we kind of evolved or digressed into eating chicken. And then when I became a little bit older, to be honest, I did a little too much research, and I watched one too many documentaries, and I really was an animal lover at the core, and I was like, I just can't do this. I really don't like meat anyway, and I stopped eating meat cold one day for environmental and ethical reasons. I also happen to be Hindu, so it kind of just goes like hand in hand, but then I stopped cold, became vegetarian, and for the past 4 or 5 years, I evolved into cooking all vegan and eating all vegan, because I, again, continue doing research, and I just know it's better for the environment. It's better for me from a health standpoint. and it's just better for the longevity of our planets and animals. So that's kind of why I'm here. I think the beauty of, I would say, my book and like my cooking style is it's not actually like catered to just vegans. I want people, actually most of my following online are flexitarians, like people who want to involve more plant-based dishes into their lives. They just want more ideas. I want people to think outside of the box of that three-pronged plate, which is really established in the US, which is like a meat at the center, which is the protein, a carb on the side, and a vegetable on the side, which the rest of the world doesn't eat like that. And to be honest, it's just like we need to evolve out of that. So I really want people to kind of look at food differently, and I hope that they do that through the Modern Tiffin.
Amazing. So this recipe, Masala chickpea bruschetta,
Yes.
right? Tell us a little bit about how this came about.
Yeah, so this, I love this recipe. It's actually one of my most popular recipes because it's so hearty and colorful, but it came about from a combination of two things. One is my love for chickpeas. We cook with a lot of chickpeas at home, and we have a dish at home called chole, and chole is just like it basically translates to chickpea, but in all different parts of India, you'll have different renditions of chole, which is basically different masalas and spices combined with chickpeas. Sometimes it could be a little bit on the drier side, sometimes it could have more gravy, and my mom made it a very particular way at home, and I really loved that dish.
Yeah.
And I also was born and raised on Staten Island, which is the forgotten borough of New York City. And if no one knows about Staten Island, it's pretty much like an extension of Italy. Like everyone there is Italian. So I grew up eating as much Italian food as I did Indian food, and I love bruschetta. So I was like, I kind of want to create a recipe that combines both of my favorite flavors. And then the masala chickpea bruschetta was born, and that's what we're making today.
Okay, so let's get to it. Masala chickpea bruschetta.
Yes, let's start. So we're going to do a little bit of chopping first. It's basically just the basic vegetables and spices that are going to be in the dish. So first we're going to start with some Indian green chilies. So these are pretty spicy. They look small, but they're very dynamite. If you don't have these, you can easily just use serrano chilies, which are like pretty readily available. Have you had an Indian green chili before?
I mean, I must have done. I don't know if I've bought it as a consumer, but definitely in restaurants.
Yeah.
I grew up in the UK mostly,
Right.
and so we have a ton of great Indian, Pakistani, Bengali cuisine.
Yeah.
So I think, I've definitely had my share of chilies. Yeah. Tell us what you're doing now, right? You got some garlic?
Yeah, so we chopped up the green chilies. We're gonna chop up some garlic. I really like using fresh ingredients in this, like versus using jarred garlic. You could get the jarred, like pre-peeled or crushed garlic. I know it's like much easier, but I really just like chopping up fresh garlic and onion because it really makes a difference, because something happens with garlic when it's like in the jar, like it gets like kind of this weird flavor. So
You've got to go fresh. I mean,
Gotta go
obviously,
fresh.
how would I say
Yeah.
otherwise, right? It
Duh.
has to be fresh.
next you gotta go with some garlic in here, Rob.
It's coming. We have done it. It tends to grow really slowly. You can get these beautiful garlic flowers off it as well,
Ooh.
and chive flowers, but it's the kind of thing that's a little bit tricky to grow at scale in a vertical farm. So,
And do the garlic flowers like taste like garlic?
yeah,
or what
a
do they
little
taste
bit,
like?
a little
Oh.
bit. Yeah, chive flowers, onion flowers, garlic flowers. They've all got that allium kind of taste.
Very cool.
And like you'll see them at some restaurants. 11 Madison Park tends to use them quite a lot. So
Right.
you might see them on their dishes there.
You provide all the greens, right?
Well, we used to, but we switched to sell to consumers now. So, so you're getting stuff if you buy from us that's as good as what they were getting.
So, you at home, you can access all
Yeah.
these delicious herbs.
Yeah, 100%.
So now we're gonna chop up some shallot. So really it's just, you can use red onion in this, you can use white onion, you can use shallot, as long as you have some sort of like oniony flavor. Basically I'm creating, this is kind of like the Indian mirepoix or whatever, however you want to refer to it. Like these are like the basic ingredients that would go into any Indian dish, similar to like celery, onion, and carrot in, I would say, a European dish.
Oh, amazing. Great. And so while you're working on these shallots, right, we've
Yeah.
got chickpeas. I see, what have we got? Some yogurt over there?
Yes, so this is coconut yogurt, and maybe I'm gonna have you help me even.
I think I'm capable of doing.
I don't know. Are you up for it?
Yes, I'm definitely up.
I mean, clearly I'm not proving myself here. I can barely peel like shallots. So, so for the coconut yogurt, which is basically going to be the base for our bruschetta, this is just plain, unsweetened. You can use oat milk yogurt, almond milk yogurt, as long as just as plain and non-dairy.
Yeah.
To this, we just want to add some spices to help balance the tang of the yogurt.
Okay.
So we're going to add some cumin powder.
Okay. Freshly ground. How much of this should I put in?
You could just go for it.
Yeah, whole thing.
Yeah, whole thing.
You like it spicy?
I like my food flavored, and you know.
Great.
So we're gonna add that, and then you're gonna add some. You can add a little pinch of pepper, black pepper,
Fantastic. Freshly ground as well.
and then also a little bit of salt.
Okay. I got some sea salt.
Okay, so you put the cumin, salt, and pepper,
Yes, I did.
and then we're actually gonna put some lemon juice. So I'll cut a little lemon for you here,
Thank you.
and we're gonna add a little bit of fresh lemon juice,
Got it.
and then you basically just want to mix that up. And I would mix it up and give it a taste, and it should have a balanced flavor.
Okay, awesome.
It's basically like, so have you had a raita before? Like
I
an
have.
Indian raita?
Yeah, with the little bits of cucumber in it,
Yep.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a version of raita. This is basically like kind of a different rendition of raita.
Great. I hadn't actually thought of doing this before. So you just put the spices straight into the yogurt, and then that's it. It's good to go.
And the reason why I'm making you do this right now is
Yeah.
because it actually tastes better if it sits for a bit.
Okay.
So it's kind of like marinating. So we have our shallots cut. We're just going to use one for this. That's more than enough. We have 1 can of chickpeas that have been drained, and hopefully you guys did not throw out the aquafaba from that.
We would never do that. It's such a valuable ingredient in vegan cooking. It's such a precious commodity.
Yeah, so I actually have a show on Pinterest called Eco Vegan, and I share how to cook like sustainably and zero waste. So, zero waste and vegan.
Okay.
So basically, like one episode will be like, this is how you cook with the chickpeas, right? And then the next episode, I show how to cook with the aquafaba.
Perfect.
So-
I've done some aquafaba whipped cream before.
Yep.
Definitely done a bit of egg wash kind of thing
Yeah.
with it.
I made a chocolate mousse.
Okay, that is the premium.
It's like, but it's like you would never know.
Yeah. It's this sort of magical ingredient, isn't it? And I feel like 5 years ago nobody was talking about it, and now
I
it's like
know.
the cornerstone of vegan cooking.
Which, you know, I kind of, for me, I hate when things get popular because then I'm like, ugh. It's just like everyone wants it. You can't find it anywhere. Like
There is plenty of aquafaba.
I know, but you know, I'm one of those people that like if someone else, like I was never those girls in high school that like, oh, everyone has this purse. Like I'm gonna get this purse. I was like, no. Yeah, I don't want anything that anyone else has. So fresh ginger, and I peeled it with a spoon, as you noticed, because
We have limited utensils over here.
no, but
The first time
that's good. You should peel it with the spoon because then you get just the peel off and not the meat.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a whole trick.
Oh yeah.
Just making do.
No, so I'll show you again. So here we have the ginger.
Yeah.
We have this, well, we're gonna pretend this is a teaspoon. Well, it is a teaspoon.
It is a teaspoon.
So then the trick is you just hold it against the ginger
Yeah.
and see it just took off the peel
Okay.
and it actually didn't take off any of the meat or the flesh. And that's the zero waste way of peeling ginger.
This is great.
Yeah.
I've actually learned something too.
Yeah, so see, you never want to slice it because then you're just wasting it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we're ready to start sauteing.
Okay.
So we're going to move this yogurt aside.
I might switch sides with you.
Yep.
Let's do that. You're the professional over here. We might turn it up a little bit.
Turn this up.
This is the first time the Farm.One induction stove has been used.
Is this the inauguration?
Yes, it is the inauguration.
Oh my
You should
goodness.
smash that bottle of olive oil over the side of it.
I'm honored. I am so honored. Okay, so we're just using like a regular pan. You could use nonstick. My cooking style is just like, I don't really like a lot of like utensils or like doing an oven and a skillet. Like I just like to keep it simple. So
I like that.
we're
so we got
adding.
canola oil going in there.
Yep, you can add any neutral oil. Basically any oil that has a high smoking point.
Okay.
So get a decent amount of oil in there. I'm not one of those that are like, no oil, no this. Like
Sure.
I like, you
We
know.
allow oil.
All right, now for the spices. So this is the fun part of the recipe. So it's very traditional in like Indian cooking, I would say across all regions, to cook with whole spices.
Yeah.
So you asked me, you were like, should we grind up the spices? But actually, I do many a times right before putting it into the hot oil, I'll quickly do a quick grind in a mortar and pestle because that helps slow release the natural oils and the spices. But we many times will cook with whole. And it basically helps temper the spices, and it adds like a real pop of flavor. So this is the fennel seed.
I love fennel seeds. My wife can't stand them, but I love them, so this is a special privilege.
Yeah. So, and people don't know, like this is what you get like fennel out of, right? Which,
Yeah, we know this because we grow it.
You know this, right?
Yeah.
So wait, do you have the?
Yeah, we've got some. Hang on.
My God, guys, we're going from seed to herb.
Yeah, we actually grow. This is bronze fennel,
That's so cool.
but yeah, this is the real thing.
See,
Yeah.
that is such a cool.
So we go through quite a lot of fennel seeds.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for this to get hot. But basically, like, fennel seeds have a very unique licoricey flavor, and it tastes actually very different from the fennel like vegetable.
Yeah, totally.
So we cook with, and it has a lot of medicinal properties. We're gonna add the seeds in. So see how they're popping a little bit.
Oh, this is gonna smell amazing.
Look at that. You gotta get a close up of that, Corey.
Got that?
This is where the action is. But do you smell that though?
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to smell in the kitchen, isn't it?
I love that. So now we have those seeds in.
Okay.
And next we're just gonna get basically our ginger, garlic, green chilies. They're all just gonna pop right in there with the shallots. And you just do a quick saute, and like, honestly, this alone, you could literally just do this saute,
Yeah.
add it to like some potatoes, any sort of vegetable, like you have something really, really hearty. That's why I call this the Indian mirepoix, because it's our basis.
Yeah. Smelling great already.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, no waste here. I gotta get everything. Are you excited to try this? Are you
I am. I genuinely
I
am.
hope you guys have worked up a little bit of an appetite.
Yeah, we're working hard on the farm over here. So,
Yeah.
You know, up since 7 a.m., all that kind of thing.
Wait, so tell me, like, with this style of farming,
Yeah.
what is the sort of labor associated with it versus a traditional farm?
Yeah, I mean, so it starts off by planting seeds, and for us, you can have a machine to do that, but we sort of scatter them on the tray, and then we take the trays and we'll load them up into our germination room.
Okay.
They sit in like a hot, wet, dark place for,
Oh,
it's
that
like a
sounds so
sauna.
creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy in there. It's like you don't want to spend time in there.
Yeah.
But they're in there for like 3 days, and that's where the little sprouts will just start, and then we'll pull them out, and then we'll pop them in here. And then concurrently to harvest, we'll take the trays out, and we've got a harvester machine here. So the trays go on this little conveyor.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, this big sort of
Wow.
contraption, and a big blade sort of chops them all up. So there's definitely manual labor involved, but I wouldn't say you're not in the ground, you're not like bending over all day.
Right.
It's not sort of as hard, and obviously the temperature is nice.
Right. But in addition to this being a really sustainable and like long-term way of farming,
Yeah.
it seems that there is the level of effort involved is minimal for how much it produces versus traditional farming, which I think is like, that's an amazing part of this.
Yeah, it's a really efficient way to grow.
Yeah.
You know, bear in mind it's pretty cold outside right now, and you know we've got the same temperature all year round, and so it's very, very consistent, and of course no pesticides.
Right. Well, that's why I walked in here and I was like, oh my God, I was afraid of coming here. I was like, it's gonna be cold. I'm always cold. And then I walked in and I was like, it is so warm in here. I love this.
Yeah, because we've got to keep that temperature for the plants, so
Yeah.
we try to keep it about 74 degrees year round here. So,
Amazing.
very, very nice.
So now in goes the chickpeas.
What's that? 1 can of chickpeas?
1 can drained. And then some other wonderful spices. So we're gonna add turmeric, everyone's fave.
Yeah.
Now this is popular now.
This is from Burlap and Barrel, by the way.
Oh, they have single origin turmeric. I do.
Yeah,
like
great
their-
company. Even the kitchen towel that we have here is burlap and barrel. So
Hello, burlap.
happy to support those folks.
Yes.
Okay, and so what's the last thing to go in?
And garam masala. So this is basically a combination of a lot of different warm spices like clove, cinnamon, cardamom. Sometimes there's black pepper in it. And it's lightly roasted, it's ground up. There's usually no salt in garam masala. Usually spiced blends or masalas, like Indian masalas, won't have any salt because that's something that you should control when you're cooking. But it adds like a really nice, warm, like back of the throat warming sort of sense to it. So I actually really love this dish for the wintertime because it's very comforting in that sense. So you just basically continue sauteing this until the chickpeas get a little bit soft enough where that when we mush it down, it'll mush with the back of our spoon. So once we get to that stage, we'll know that we're almost ready. So actually, while this is sauteing up, I want to add in some fresh herbs to this because that's really going to help elevate.
Where are you going to get fresh herbs from?
I don't know. Do you know a place where I can get some fresh herbs?
Actually, I do know a place. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
What we grabbed today, we got some mountain mint, which is this sort of interesting mint variety that has these kind of longer, thinner leaves. It's quite
Oh my
fun.
God,
but
can I
really,
taste one?
Yeah. Go for it. It's one that we really like. And with mint, there's like dozens of varieties of mint.
Yeah.
But this has a particular sort of menthol kind of taste.
Oh, yeah. But it has like a slight basil-y smell to it too, not a traditional mint. And then this is a different type of mint, right?
Yeah, this is called pink candy pops mint, which doesn't make any sense until you see the flowers, and then they look like little candy pops. You know?
Really?
Yeah,
That sounds so like cute and fun.
Yeah.
I'm tasting this one's really fuzzy. It has like little hairs on it.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Ooh.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
I don't know how to describe it.
This one I don't know how to describe either.
Oh, that's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, so, and then this one's the micro cilantro, right?
Yeah, this is it's called confetti cilantro.
Oh, it's confetti
So
cilantro.
it tastes and smells just like regular cilantro, but it's got that kind of interesting sort of branching structure.
It literally smells exactly like cilantro.
Yeah,
It's like so fun to see it.
But it's got really deep flavor as well.
Oh my God. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly run my knife through all three of these and add it to that. Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick run of the knife. Okay, let's add this in. Are you ready? This is dramatic.
Oh, great. This is going to be really good.
This looks so good. We're also gonna add a little bit of fresh lemon juice again. Always gotta do fresh. You need acidity in here, so you need to balance these flavors because we got green chilies, we got spices in here. If you didn't have the acidity, then it's just like wouldn't.
I think that's one of the things sometimes when you're making a dish, and if it feels like it's like missing something, sometimes it is that acidity.
It's the acid. You need the pop of acid. So now we're just gonna basically, this looks pretty good, beautiful color. The greens look amazing in it. So now we're just gonna take the back of our spoon and see it is pretty much mushing, right? I'm not really putting that much pressure and I have zero upper body strength, so. Okay, so now I'm just gonna plop it into this plate and then we'll toast up the bread in here. Sorry, I just need to get it off the spoon. Okay, so we just slice and toast the bread and then we assemble. And that's it.
So Priyanka, I'm thinking with this yogurt, does it need like one extra ingredient perhaps to make it?
It does.
Perfect.
It does. You are now schooling the expert. We need a little bit of sugar in there to help balance the tanginess of the yogurt. Otherwise, it's going to be like too sour in the mouth.
How much sugar would you recommend? This is probably a little bit more than a teaspoon, I would say.
Yeah, just put it in. It's all good.
Oh yeah, you better get me stirring this yogurt, otherwise, I mean, people are not gonna know. They're gonna be like, how does it all work?
Okay, so now we're on to the last component, which is the bread. Oh, this is really nice bread.
Yeah, it's from around the corner.
Wow.
Prospect Heights here. I should know the name of the bakery, but I
Stop there on
forgot.
the way.
So basically we just want to cut these on the diagonal. We want to get a little bit of oil into the pan once it's hot.
Are we doing olive oil?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. We'll do a little bit of olive oil.
Okay, so we got in the oil. Pan looks hot. We're just gonna plop in these slices. Plop is a very technical word. And you just want to get a little bit of color on it.
Tell us a little bit more about what's next for you, right? Are we going to see 20 different cookbooks over the next 5 years? What's the plan for Priyanka?
I hope, I think the hope with anyone who you've written a book, I think the hope is like this is the first of a series almost, right? Like I do want to write another book, and I actually do want to focus more on sustainability. It's really important to me. I think it's almost more important than just being vegan, and I actually think that people are more open to being more sustainable first than they are to being vegan.
Yeah.
And so with that sort of mindset, I hope to encourage people on how they could just be more sustainable in their day-to-day, just based on what they eat, where their food's from, composting, like taking these scraps and composting it versus putting it in the landfill, like simple things, right? So I really am obsessed with low waste and zero waste cooking. I think that's another easy way that people can really incorporate that into their lives, into their day-to-day. So yes, the hope is I will have more books to come, but I do a ton of TV work, so I'm sure there will be a lot more coming in the new year, things that I can't necessarily talk about yet.
Okay.
But
great.
yeah, you'll hopefully see more of me on your screens.
I can totally see myself doing this for Gabby. Like, one of the things, we look for stuff, as everyone does, where you get home and you're tired and you're like, okay, I want to be able to put something together in like 20 minutes and stuff.
So the beauty of this dish and a lot of dishes in there is you can make pretty much every component ahead of time.
Yeah.
So anytime I use this recipe a lot, I do a ton of events and catering too. This is one of my most popular recipes, and what I'll do is I'll make this and this ahead of time and then do that like right before. And so it's really easy, especially for home cooks or people with kids or...
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
So this is a great Christmas dish because you'll see what I mean with the colors. It's a little bit Christmassy. And it's a great appetizer or hors d'oeuvre. You can make it smaller and make them hors d'oeuvres if you have a party. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first put on our yogurt, which is basically our like cumin raita. We're just gonna, again, very technical term, we're gonna plop some on. So this is like the snow, if this was a Christmas thing.
Oh,
This is
okay,
our
we're going to do
snow.
this, right? Okay, we got little themes for each ingredient.
Yeah.
I love it. I would say that yogurt looks very well mixed.
I mean, this is the most excellently mixed yogurt. Okay, and then I was gonna ask if you wanted to, top it with some of the chickpeas.
Sure. I can give this a go. Okay. All right, I'll try a couple and then you do a couple and we'll see if I'm any... Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, we're going to go for a rustic approach, aren't we?
Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna fix this.
Beautiful.
Yep, so, no waste here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Great.
See? It's rustic, it's
It's abundant.
exactly. I like whole, nice bites, we can...
Yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You've outdone yourself, Priyanka. I can't wait to eat this.
I hope it is good.
Hey, so thanks, Priyanka. This is an amazing dish, the Masala chickpea bruschetta.
Yes.
And your book, The Modern Tiffin, is out now. All good bookstores, right?
Yep.
And if people want to find you, where should they go online?
Yes, you can find me all over the interwebs as Chef Priyanka. You can Google The Modern Tiffin. It is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and indie bookshops. So please support your local indie bookstore because I have signed several copies of the book throughout stores actually across the country. So look out for them there. And yeah, I think we're ready to dig in.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's do it. Nice.
Should we do a cheers?
Yeah, cheers.
I'm a messy eater. How was it?
This is so good.